All right, today we're going to talk about the top 5 revenge games of the 2023 NFL season. Now, I will let you know now that none of the NFC North division rivals are on this list. Obviously, they're always a revenge game. So, Bears, Vikings, Packers, always a revenge game. So, they will not be on this list. But we are going to talk about the other top 5 revenge games of the 2023 NFL season. And we're going to start off with the first one, which is in week 2, the Seattle Seahawks. As you know, that the Seattle Seahawks a year ago knocked us off the playoffs with their win over the LA Rams. And they also have the win over us a year ago from the head-to-head matchup. Now, I will say this. Now, although, yes, their defense has improved, they also are not – they haven't really improved the quarterback room. Now, everybody's going to say, well, Geno Smith is kind of like Jared Goff where, you know, he's good enough to win, but he's not going to be the reason why you win. So, with that being said, and – okay, as my phone's not working, let me try and bring up this. All right. So that'll be in week 2. And I do feel that that is one of the biggest revenge games right off rip, which is the Seattle Seahawks when the season counts, when every game matters. Week 2, first one, revenge game. Obviously, we got the Chiefs week 1. We do want to win that game, but you know, as far as like a revenge game from even a season ago or things that happened in this offseason, things of that nature, the Seattle Seahawks definitely are on this list. They are the first one on this list. Now, I am going through the week schedule, so that's why, you know, I might have number 1, the Seattle Seahawks, but it might not be the Seattle Seahawks as the biggest rival game this coming up season. So, and this is who I do have as the biggest rival this season, which is the Carolina Detroit Panthers. And I say it like that because obviously all of our guys basically went to the Panthers that went from Detroit. Obviously we got to play against our former coach in Deuce Staley as well. So this is week number 5, which is this second one on the list. And that is the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, we did get a blowout loss to them. That was our last loss of last season, which was the Carolina game. So Carolina definitely on the list. We got a lot of players that we kind of want to beat up a little bit, you know, just for a little bit of bragging rights, nothing serious. But, you know, Carolina Panthers definitely are on this list. We also have them the final preseason game in Carolina. So we get to play Carolina twice this season. One in preseason, the other one in week number 5. So we play in the final week preseason, week number 5 this season. So Carolina Panthers definitely on the list. Definitely want to get that victory over them, especially on the road, especially during the regular season. And now the third one on the list is the Los Angeles Chargers. I put the Chargers on there because obviously of how they did their schedule release. They kind of made fun of Jameson Williams with the gambling situation, things of that nature. But I do feel that, you know, doing stuff like that kind of gets your name circled on the list. You know, even if it's all for friendly jokes and this, that, the other, because I know a lot of you in my comment section got kind of a little butthurt about, oh, well, they did it beautifully. That's what they're supposed to do. You're probably Chargers fans that came into my channel that was, you know, talking that stuff. But here in Detroit, hey, you want to talk stuff, you want to make fun of people, you better back it up on the football field. And that is why number 3, I got circled as a revenge game, the Los Angeles Chargers. But That's gonna be probably one of our harder victories if we're gonna try and win that game. Obviously, you got a top 10 quarterback in Justin Herbert, improved defense. They got a former guy that we know a whole lot with in Khalil Mack over there on their defense. They had a really good draft. They have a really, I wouldn't say a really good offensive line, but a very respectable offensive line to keep Justin Herbert upright. So that's going to be a very good game. That is week number 10. The LA Chargers definitely have them as a top 5 revenge game of the season. And now, one of my favorite game of the revenge games. Mr. Jamal Williams. We got to go and face Jamal Williams in the New Orleans Saints. Now, that is in New Orleans, and they had a very good offseason. They added Derek Carr. They added Jamal Williams. They improved all around the board. They added more receivers around Michael Thomas and Chris Olave. Improved run game as well. I mean, they're going to be a very tough opponent, but that's one game you got to have circled. Jamal Williams said that we were very disrespectful in our negotiations on a contract for him. When Brad Holmes turned around a few days later, was like, we gave him the same contract as David Montgomery. He said no. And then he turned around and signed for less. So that's on him. That's not on Detroit. We tried to get him back. He didn't want to be back. So obviously we got to have that game circled. Definitely on the top 5 of the revenge games. And now the one that always gets my hair standing upright. The team that had a cheat in Jerry's world in 2014 in the playoffs. None other than the Dallas Cowgirls. I meant the Dallas Cowboys, but you know what I mean. Dallas definitely on the top 5 revenge games. They will always be on my top 5 revenge games anytime we play against them. I want to keep beating them up, keep beating them up, keep beating them up. Now, granted, we haven't really won since Barry, but, hey, that's an added chip on our shoulder and a game that we have got to have circled. That, again, will be in Jerry's world again in Dallas. So we got a lot of games that are going to be played on the road. We got home against the Seattle Seahawks, home against the Carolina Panthers, and then it's at the Los Angeles Chargers, at the New Orleans Saints, at the Dallas Cowboys. But Dallas obviously are going kind of through like a little retool. I wouldn't say a full-on rebuild, but more so like a retool. They did lose Ezekiel Elliott. They kept Pollard as their running back. They had a really good draft as well. Pretty good offseason. And, obviously Dallas has always been a thorn in our side. Definitely, anytime that the Cowboys are on the schedule, we got to try and go out there and beat them. Barry is better than Emmett. Hands down. You can't debate it. But, yes, I have still hatred from the 90s with the Dallas Cowboys. They would not have their Super Bowl rings in the 90s if it wasn't for Detroit getting rid of our players and thinking that we can rebuild around Barry Sanders. You're supposed to build upon with Barry Sanders, not take away and try to rebuild around a guy. So that was on us that they got those rings. So we definitely got to have them circled on the list. So my top 5 is the Seattle Seahawks, Carolina Panthers, Los Angeles Chargers, New Orleans Saints, and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this could be in any order that you want. I just went in as the week went on. I went, okay, first one on the list, we play week 2, the Seattle Seahawks. Week 5, Carolina Panthers. Week 10, Chargers. Week 13, the Saints. And then week 17, the Dallas Cowboys. That's how I did it. But obviously, you can adjust it how you would want it. For me, the top one would be Carolina, then the Saints, then the Cowboys, then the Seahawks, then the Chargers. That's how I would do the top 5 list. But I just did it for the sake of this video, just like this, and that's the way that in the order that we play them. But definitely leave it in the comment section below what your thoughts and what is your top 5 revenge games of the 2023 NFL season. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. And with that being said, y'all already know what to do. I don't have to tell you. We are closing in as the time of recording this video. We need just a little hair over 550 hours of watch time and 241 subscribers, and we will reach the YouTube recommended requirements to be monetized on this channel. Again, like I said, all the money that I make on this channel goes right back into the channel for content for you. So I don't want to profit on this channel. I just want to put money back into this channel for you guys, to give you guys one of the best, contents in the YouTube game. Obviously, you got other great YouTubers as well, and no discredit to any of those. They do their thing. So, I just want to give you the best version of me onto this channel. So, with that being said, love you all. Stay safe, because grit don't quit. One pride, baby. Peace.